Hey y'all, it's y'all favorite cozy girl, Chi the Reality Queen, and I am back again with another episode of Robe Chronicles. And if you haven't been here before, this is where I talk about reality TV shows that I'm watching and you should be watching too. Today's episode is about Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 7, Episode 15, Indecent Disclosure. Okay, so this episode was like messy, and not just from the ladies, production too. And I love that this season production is really getting in on the mess. And it's funny because I also watched Salt Lake City. I haven't talked about it here, but I also watched Salt Lake City, and I feel like production hasn't really been messy. They must got a whole different people over in Salt Lake City, but that's another point for another day. So this episode started out with Giselle having a conversation with Mia, and she was trying to allude to the fact that Wendy might be jealous of Mia, and there is nothing for Wendy to be jealous of about Mia. Like, there's nothing that she has that I think Wendy would want. Like, literally nothing. Like, you could be like, oh, maybe she wants to look like her, but like, no. I'm not, and this isn't to say that Mia is ugly, but I'm just saying, like, there's nothing that she has. And I'm so glad that maybe there was more conversation and they cut it, but it came off as if Mia wasn't picking up what Jizzy was putting down. She was like, girl, okay. But then they also talked about Karen being jealous of Charisse, and I also don't believe that. Again, Jizzy's very mean girl vibes, so I think that that idea of somebody being jealous of someone like that, like, excites her. I don't know, like. And trust me, I'm pretty sure she lived a life where a lot of people were jealous of her because she is very beautiful. But, you know, and so now she thinks that, like, that translates to everything. If someone's being mean or doesn't like you or doesn't want to be your friend, then they're jealous of you. Karen doesn't want to be friends with Charisse. Whatever the reason may be, who knows? I mean, she hasn't really told us. I wish she would so we can get it. But she hasn't really told us, and it's like, but respect it. She don't want to be friends with her. And then I'm reading online and people are like, oh, well, why is she getting so angry? Well, because y'all are trying to base Charisse's storyline on this. Like, no, girl, you're not gonna use me. I don't even like you. I'm not about to give you the time of day so you can use me to get back here. And so I get it. I'm on Karen's side for that. Then they started having this conversation about throwing Robin a bachelorette. And again, I talk about it a lot. The shows need action, they need events, they need drama. But like, why are we faking this still? I mean, I'm making this video today, and as of today, they have said that Robin and Juan have gotten remarried. But like, at that time when that video was recorded, no. And there was no marriage in sight despite her July wedding, you know? So I'm just like, it almost seems like they're setting it up to be a situation where some people aren't invited or around. Then we move on and there's a conversation. Oh, actually, my favorite part of that conversation was Giselle talking about having bubble guts. And it's funny because, again, we always get Giselle so like manufactured, gossipy, mean girly. And so sometimes just seeing her lighthearted and going through things that normal people go through, including the bubble guts, is like, yes, you're a pretty girl, but shit happens. Literally, shit happens. So, you know, it's kind of funny. But yeah, moving on, we see Ashley and Karen talking, and they're having that conversation, and I love Karen, I really do. But she is talking, she's like upset that Robin attacked her personally, attacked her personal character against her friends. And the crazy thing about it is I've been watching this since season 1, and I think of all of them, besides Robin and Giselle, who are consistently good friends to each other, I think Karen has been the most consistent friend to other people. Like, she is constantly there for people. She supports people for real. She stands by people. Like, yes, she could say that Monique was wrong when she fought Candace, but she's like, that's still my friend. And with Candace, she's like, you're my friend. Like, I don't even want to be like in the middle. I support both of you. I love both of you. Y'all my friends. And I feel like yes, people might want her to pick sides or, whatever, but that's not how she sees friendship. She sees friendship as, if I like both of you, I'm going to just step out. And I appreciate that about her. So when Robin was like, you're this, and that, I'm like, maybe because she don't like you, right? And as it turns out, for a lot of this, Robin has always been very underhanded to Karen. So this kind of bubbling that we're seeing here, this bubbling over that we're seeing of their like arguments and little petty back and forth is mostly because, I think Karen is tired of it. And she's just like, okay, girl, you're not the only person with secrets. We all got secrets, and I have some on you. I think Robin has spent a lot of time not saying that her and Juan are perfect, but they're solid, right? Like, okay, they're not married, but they're solid. And yeah, he cheated in the past, but like, my man is good. So when Robin was talking to Ashley, she then goes and is like, Juan has a little girlfriend that he be running around with, taking on walks in Georgetown and whatever, and all this stuff. And, I would hope that Juan is not that stupid, but I've met men before. So, I don't know. But the greatest part of this scene is the fact that production goes and makes this little Karen Huger like it's Law and Order, and then they do a sketch of the girl who she says like is blonde and pretty and looks a little like me. And then she makes that little face. And it's funny because I'm pretty sure when she said looks a little like me, she was referring to blonde hair, lighter skinned, generally cute. She could have said looks like Robin, looks like Giselle. But the thing is, Karen wanted to be petty, and petty she was. And it was funny for us as the audience watching. It was still funny. So it's funny, but she said in that moment, I want to wait to have this conversation with Robin, woman to woman, just me and her. Now, if that's what she really wanted to do, she should have not spoken to Ashley, because Ashley cannot hold a secret in to save her life. Literally cannot. Even if they said, hey, Ashley, keeping this secret will save your life, she'd be dead, because she cannot keep a secret. Like, girl cannot just shut up her mouth for just 1 second. She cannot shut it. She just talks too much. And I think Karen knew that, but also at the same time, Karen, I do think she's very mature, right? Not just in age, but in behavior. She's very mature in that she probably did want to have that one-on-one, because I think Karen respects people, right? So when Ashley immediately runs off and goes and tells Robin, like, first, literally, well, she doesn't tell her first. She tells Candace and Wendy, or alludes to it. She kind of makes a little like, oh, she just told me something. Mind you, Charisse and Jacqueline are sitting right behind her. So it's like, they can probably hear too. And then, she tells them, then they're getting on the bus to go to Tulum from where they were at. And on the bus, she's, I guess, trying to hold it in, at least probably wait till she's privately with Robin. But that bus ride was interesting. They were like, who watches the most porn? And Karen was like, oh, it's me. But the thing is, I think Karen is actually a lighthearted person. Like, people always want to portray her as someone that takes herself very seriously. But I don't think she's that person. I think that's what they want her to be, because she's like, I'm the grande dame and I'm so, But I do think she's someone that can joke and have fun just like the rest of them. So I'm not saying she doesn't watch the most porn. She very well could. But I think that to her, it's like, it's not a big deal. It's porn. Who cares? Like, But yeah, so they make it to Tulum. They're like shopping or walking around. And immediately Ashley goes and tells Robin what her and Karen talked about. She's like, oh, I don't want to tell. I feel so bad. I'm like, girl, why are you making a scene? Why are you doing this? Like, honestly, it's more annoying that you're trying to act like you're trying to hold it in when you know that you're going to tell and you've already pretty much told, but now you're holding back the last little bit. And it's funny because I think a part of me believes Robin knows this rumor to be true. When I say to be true, maybe I don't know if he's cheating or not, but she knows that she's heard that rumor as well. Because let me tell you, people are mean. People are mean-spirited. People are petty. The same rumors that Karen, Giselle, Ashley, Candace, Wendy, Mia are getting in the inbox, Robin is also getting it too. So someone probably already told her, you know, your man, I seen your man with some girl, somebody already told her that. So, but she took it upon herself to be like, well, I'm going to call Juan. Like, this is ridiculous. It's silly. I'm going to call him ha ha he he. Y'all, that call was not ha ha he he. Juan loses it. And it's actually funny. I mean, it's not funny. It's sad. I'm sorry. I always say things are funny, whether they're sad, upsetting, because I want to make everything lighthearted. But Ashley was over there like, Juan, you shouldn't be mad at Robin. She's just trying to, because she could tell by the way he raised his voice and the way he was yelling. Like, yeah, he's like, oh, I'm going to smack one of those girls and whatever. But it's like, he's really mad at you. And you the person that's got to go home to him. Karen's not going home to him, even if you do want to smack her. And you could tell Ashley kind of felt like a little bad, like, ooh, what have I done? So they go to lunch, they're sitting there, and Robin's like, oh, I'm going to bring up this photo. This is the photo, the big reveal that they've been bringing to us, And she pulls, like, she starts talking, and Robin, Karen gets mad. And she's like, you know what's fake, Robin? This wedding. And it's sad because the wedding is fake and she knows it and we all know it, right? Like, I think that these tweets that people have been sending out since this season started about this fake wedding is actually what prompted her to force Juan to be like, get up, we about to go get married today. Because she was probably tired. Like, no one's going to keep calling this fake. Like, we need to nip it in the bud. So I think that's probably more what prompted it than him actually wanting to get married. But so Karen is like, she's like, oh, this and that. She's like, they're not yelling back and forth, but they're having a conversation. And Giselle tries to hop in, and Karen is like, Giselle, you're not even near an altar. I need you to quiet down. And I've been, again, reading online that people are like, she's single shaming, but I don't think so. I think more so of like, Giselle is always in someone's relationship. Always. But she doesn't have a relationship for people to be in. So it's like not fair. It's like, girl, like, you can't come to talk about all this because you ain't got nothing going on, but you always in somebody's business yapping. So it's like, girl, hush. So, I mean, everybody laughed at it. If you rewatch the clip, even Robin chuckled and laughed at that. Yeah, zoom in. She was laughing when she heard it because Giselle was gagged by Karen. Like, it was funny. So, whatever. Then she decides she's going to drop the pic of blue eyes, but she doesn't want to show Karen the picture. And somebody was like, yeah, that looks like Karen's butt. So come to find out, even though they blurred the picture, it's not a picture of Karen's face and some man. It's the back of Karen and some man. So, I don't like receipts like that. I need you to show me them kissing. Like the evidence they was pulling out on Michael Darby where he was naked in a hotel room and all that stuff. That's receipts. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see a picture of the back of Karen's head and some man, unless she's tonguing him down and that's what you see and that's why you don't know it's her face. Other than that, Robin, the reveal, lackluster. I think the thing is, Robin doesn't know how to read people. She just gets so angry and aggressive, and so it just comes off as like, oh, okay. But then Karen dropped the bomb that it was Juan who made her uncomfortable at the reunion and hugged her so tightly and made her uncomfortable. And everybody, and she was like, girl, you just mad because your man want me in a threesome. And everybody's like acting like they don't believe it. And you know what? That's fine. You don't have to believe it. So Giselle goes and says, so you think Juan wants to F you or be with you or whatever? And this is the part that everybody ignores. She says, no, 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 no. But what she's trying to say is, even though I don't think he wants me, and she's joking that he does, but that doesn't change the fact that she felt uncomfortable by his actions. And I think it's annoying that people are trying to negate that. They're like, well, why wasn't she on Giselle's side? Well, because the story Giselle told, she said Chris did not actually physically do anything to her to make her feel uncomfortable. She said the situation around what happened made her feel uncomfortable. And she was just, and everybody's like confused because to her, Chris thought y'all were friends. So having a conversation with a friend shouldn't make you feel uncomfortable unless, like I said last episode, your past traumas are not allowing you to have proper friendships with the male species. That's my belief on it. And I also think Robin kind of knows it's true, because not that he wants Karen, but if you notice her reaction, she was just like, and let me tell you, that's what Robin does when she knows she's been caught up and something is true. I don't even. She does that. She does this little thing. Season after season after season, she'll be like, what? And that, whenever she does that, I'm like, oh, what that person just said is true, and it's triggering. Because she has a tell. Everybody has a tell. That's her tell. Her tell is that. Now, do I think that Karen has a blue eye situation? No, I don't think she has a blue eye situation. But do I think that it's arranged? Do I think it's something that, maybe has been talked about? Yes. So that's just where I'm at. But I don't think it's a big deal between her and Ray. But I think she just doesn't want that, whatever situation coming out as a situation. And ultimately, I guess that's her choice, so she can deny it all she wants. Also on this episode, other things happened, but that was really the big plot of this. Mia talked about how she thinks that her and Wendy should be friends. They should be good friends. She admires Wendy. A lot of people thought her apology was half-assed, but to be honest, I think Mia is somebody that apologizes when she's wrong. I've seen her do it many times in past episodes. I do think that what Wendy said was a little bit more triggering than she had hoped, right? So she wasn't prepared, and that's why she reacted so negatively. But I also feel like Mia is someone who has a lot of smoke for people and like comes at people and is rude to people and kind of like thinks like, I think she's a combative person that doesn't understand why people respond combatively when she's combative. She thinks that she should be combative and people should be like, okay, that's fine. And I think most people around her do that, including Jacqueline, which is why she's having a problem with her now, because Jacqueline probably thinks like, girl, you getting on this show and acting up. I need you to tone it down, bring it on down. And I think that's the problem, because in the past, Jacqueline's probably just been like, okay, she's the person that helps me out, supports me, is my friend. I'm gonna just let it go. And I think Jacqueline's seeing that the show is making her worse, maybe. I don't know their relationship prior to, and she just doesn't like it. And I think Jacqueline's really hurt. I genuinely believe she's hurt. Like, when you lose a friend, it's probably, like, people are like, oh, she's acting like a lover. And I'm like, but it kind of is. Like, it's a relationship. Your best friend, somebody you've known and been riding with since high school, is acting up and mistreating you. It's like, yeah, that's gonna hurt. Like, I'm so confused why people are trying to paint it as a bad thing. Like, I hate seeing it, but I also understand, like, this is a friendship breakup and it's happening right in front of us. And Jacqueline's emotions are very real and she's very sad about it, And that's why I think that, like, Mia is trying to get back in the good graces of Wendy, because she's seeing, I'm about to have no friends. And the truth is, Robin and Giselle aren't as loyal as they pretend to be. So it's like, you want solid people on your side. And Wendy seems solid. Like, let me tell you, I watched earlier seasons, I didn't like Wendy, I didn't like Candace, but these people are growing on me and I'm really starting to like them and who they are. I mean, it's not that I didn't like them, but I just thought they had characteristics that I didn't like. But these people are more solid in friendship and who they are to people. And I think Mia kind of sees that. And I mean, obviously, we'll see what happens come next week because there's an incident about eating coochie, and we about to get into all that come next episode. But please like, subscribe, comment, share. We will be back next week with another episode of Robe Chronicles for Real Housewives of Potomac. Meanwhile, check out my Robe Chronicles for Married at First Sight in Nashville. And if there are any other shows that you guys think I should do, please comment and let me know. Thank you. See you next week.